Oops, I forgot to add us to the stream. There we go. What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world where crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next few years, and it's not even close. So, welcome along on the journey. Corey is back in Phoenix today.
Absolutely. Here
Or no,
in
you don't live in Phoenix. You live in
it's
Scottsdale.
no, it's the Phoenix area. It's Chandler and Tempe.
Okay.
And my house is actually like in Chandler, but although like people consider Tempe because where the location, it's weird. But that's like it's all part of the greater metro of the Phoenix area. Like no one says I'm gonna go visit Chandler, right? Or you're gonna go visit even Scottsdale, like you'll hear people say, "Oh, I'm going to go to Scottsdale," but usually it's because like they're going to a certain hotel there or resort. Scottsdale has like it attracts a lot of the bigger money and events, but usually when you go to visit Arizona, you go, "Oh, I'm going to go to Phoenix." Like that's just where you're going. And no, yeah, I'm back in AZ, man. It's really cool. It's cold. Like we're raining this morning and it's cold rain, and like my whole family's all bundled up with like scarves and jackets. They're in here in the house. I'm like, you guys kidding me? I'm like, it's not like that cold. And but yeah, it's been fun since I've been back. Both of my cars are dead. The batteries are not working. I have to Uber to AutoZone today to get a battery charger. So the price I'm paying for living in two places at once, but it's a blast. And
Does your neighbor not come over and just jump you real quick?
I might be. They all work, man. These guys got
Oh,
normal
yeah.
lives. These people like
Nice.
they have normal lives. They don't. They got like 9 to 5s, man. These guys. So I'm just gonna go Uber to AutoZone and we'll get a
Sure.
battery charger and pop it on. And yeah, even my Corvette, I did an update on the computer last night. Obviously, hasn't been updated since I've left, which was like 6 months ago. And the freaking update killed my Corvette battery. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like what? Like it's a 2023 Corvette and the battery's dead. I'm like, all right, so I just got to go figure all this out today. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's a real refresher, man, to have go somewhere else for a few months. And I know like I'll get tired of this eventually. It's gonna be nice to go back to Puerto Rico, and it's just nice to be bouncing back and forth. The family's loving it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to do Christmas here. I'm gonna go down to my brother's house and we're gonna hang out there and we're gonna watch the highest of stakes and do crypto. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
my wife's gonna cook Christmas dinner and it's gonna be fun, man. I'm I'm excited for that. Yeah, man, it's a blessing, man. I'm truly honored to be on this journey with you guys where we're gonna use cryptocurrency as that wealth creation tool and use real estate as a wealth preservation tool. And man, we're going to change the trajectory of our families' lives, and our friends and everyone who wants to go on this journey with us and everyone here in the chat, because I know all you guys are in here are diehards, which are awesome. You guys are our tribe. You're with us. You're rocking with us every single day, whether the price chart is bleeding or going up. We're going up right now. Like the price chart looks amazing. I woke up this morning, I checked it, and man, I just it's the big W with the big giant green candle. I'm like, holy crap! This has been amazing going into Christmas, and we'll see if we hold. I don't know if we will. I always want more dips because for me, it gives me more opportunity to DCA in. I'm continuing to DCA. I did a DCA about 4 days ago because I was like, let's go ahead and get one in, just because I saw that W pattern forming. And I'm like, and Hans was talking about it on social, and I like Hans. I really respect the guy. I follow him. I like his TA. And he's like, if we pop out of this W, the next level's 4 zeros and a 7. I'm like, let's get a DCA in. But man, I want it to come back down. I would love the DCA all through January. Of course, I'm greedy. Eventually, price is going to leave us. And so, that's a beautiful thing is if you've been DCAing these last 6 months, your bags are packed. We all got our bags, and if price wants to leave us now, we're good. We've got our seat. We're on the train. We're on the rocket ship.
Yep, exactly. I like it. I like it. We've got a ton of people on this morning. We appreciate you guys jumping in. Paul's got some card tips. We get all the goods from you guys
Yeah,
today.
always
That's a
use at
good one
least
to note here, Corey.
for the Hummer charger when flashing the ECU Corey, what's the ECU? I'm a
There's a
little.
computer in the car.
Oh, okay. You can brick the computer if voltage falls before 11.9 volt while updating. Okay. So is this like you're talking about like a charger, a trickle charger that I can plug in, Paul? Is that what this is? And then leaving it on the vehicles while I'm not home, maybe? Charger will be a large roll around like you can gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do something like this because now that I'm living in two places, I'm living in Arizona, I'm living in Puerto Rico. I leave these cars, sitting for 6 months with nobody starting them, and yeah, the batteries go dead, and yeah, I got to do something. It sucks coming back and not having a car.
If you buy a Tesla, you just leave it plugged in, Corey.
Man, I love gas. I love gas vehicles, bro. You punch that Corvette, bro, and the engine just screams at
Yeah,
you. I
right.
love that feeling, man. There's nothing like it.
Right.
But your
Right.
Tesla would beat my Corvette in a race. I mean,
Sure. No, so we've got some I thought we've got some interesting talking points today. In fact, if you guys could help us out, let me go ahead and share my screen here really quick.
got Crypto 7 here
So
today. It's awesome.
Gary Cardone is Grant Cardone's brother, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. He creates some pretty cool content. More recently, he posted that he's selling his mansion for Bitcoin, and Funding Jim tagged Corey and I in this and said he wanted to talk about it on stream more. And then we commented that we've been selling real estate for over a year for crypto. So if you guys wouldn't mind jumping in, this is Gary's post at Gary Cardone. If you guys wouldn't mind jumping in, liking my comment, liking Funding Jim's, liking Corey's down here. It'd be cool to be able to get some traction there. See if we can get Gary on the show. Or maybe we'll go on his wherever they want to go and chat more about this. I think it's a really interesting talking point, and we'd love to do that. And some likes would be helpful for engagement there to be able to make it happen. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we would appreciate your help in that respect. But man, Corey, why have you been selling your real estate over the last year or so for crypto?
Oh, it's for the opportunity, man. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Go buy bonds. I don't care. Go talk to a financial advisor. But for me, this is like I see the opportunity right before the halving event with Pulse Chain being a brand new layer one and everything being built on Pulse Chain, and even some stuff that's a little bit diversified out of Pulse Chain. Whatever fits your flavor, it doesn't really matter. But this is the opportunity as long as you're not buying scams, Ponzi's, rug pulls. You're trying to stick to somewhat good product market fit protocols. You're going to probably be in good shape. I really believe that. I mean, leading into this 2024 year, with the Fed fund rate probably going to be loosening a little bit. We're going to see that, the interest rates coming down. We got the presidential election. There's, usually the economy is very stimulated during the election time because they want to buy your votes. They're very good at buying your votes. And so that's how they do that is they make everything look like it's hunky-dory in the economy and that they fixed it and that there's no unemployment. And then everyone wants to re-vote in that president. And so you get that coupled with the halving. And I mean, I feel like, even the narrative of the left translated cycle now, I feel like that's the can's gonna be kicked down the road. I could be wrong with it, and I'm following very closely to all the indicators. Even what's his name, who I respect a lot, Crypto. He lives out in Puerto Rico with me. I can't think of his name. The one the video we play all the time, Dane. He even admitted that if it could be kicked down the road into 2025.
Oh, is that Colin?
Yeah, Crypto Collins. That's it. Yeah, and he even said on I think it was on Bob Lucas post that it could be kicked down to 2025, which is it's right on par for where the top's going to be at. And then Bob Lucas was saying that if this happens, we're going to have an extra long bear, where the bear would actually skip a cycle and then we would have an extreme cycle after that. So yeah, the opportunity of a lifetime, man. I'm trying to sell anything I can that I that would put it that either I don't need or that I can buy back later. Like I'm just gonna buy back the real estate later. Like it doesn't like I'm not out of real estate for good. And like I've been trying to sell the C8 too, man. If I could sell the C8, I would. If you guys want to buy the C8, I'll sell it to for $2 billion pulse. I know some of you guys got your pulse really cheap, so that could be a deal. If you got $2 billion pulse, it's a 2023 C8 Corvette. It's the L.
You have a picture?
I could bring one up.
Hold up, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
the marketing while we're here. Come and buy Corey's Corvette.
Yeah, come buy it, please. Come buy my come buy my Corvette bag. I want to buy some pulse. I'll have to text it to myself.
Okay. And while Corey's bringing that up, for some of you that jumped in a little bit later, we've got a huge showing. We're only 11 minutes into the stream today, so appreciate you guys. If you wouldn't mind tweeting out the show, if you wouldn't mind sharing what we got going on, and if you're just jumping in, if you guys wouldn't mind going in, I'm showing Gary Cardone's post here where he's talking about selling his mansion for Bitcoin. Funding Jim tagged us in this one. We talked about how we've been selling, we've been selling real estate for over a year for more crypto. We'd love to chat with him more about this. So if you wouldn't mind going in and just liking the post, liking ours, liking Gary's comment, we want to try to put this one together, and the engagement helps do that. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we appreciate you.
All right, take some photos of myself right now.
And Hex Latino says they've sold 2 properties and a car recently, hoping we have a good cycle. I mean, here's the thing is the upside compared to the potential downside over the next 12 to 24 months is so enormous that, if you're wrong, you could lose all your money. But if you're right, you could go and buy 5 times, 10 times, 50, 100 times the real estate that you could by liquidating a property and putting that money in crypto right now. And man, we're here for the opportunity. You can always make more money, but man, when you have these opportunities for a big swing, shooter's got to shoot. Take your shot and see if you can hit the triple.
And that's it, man. And that's what we talk. It's Cindy right now. I'm about to pull this up here in a second. And that's what we always talk about, right? And every time we open the show up, we're talking about, hey, we want to use crypto as that wealth creation tool. And the idea is transfer any monies that we have or equities that we have into this space, capitalize on the opportunity while it's here, because it's not here for very long. That's the thing. It's here for a very short window. Like we have a short window of time where we could come in and shove, all our chips on the table, and try to get as much out of this as we possibly can to change the trajectory of ours and our family's life. And then we can go back and buy these assets back. We can go buy our rental properties back. We can buy, 5 Corvettes if we want them. I mean, your opportunity on the flip side is just going to be so much greater to go out there and build your wealth when you've capitalized on crypto right now. You want to go where the opportunity's at, guys, and this is where it's at. Make no mistake. I still feel like real estate is still on top of a bubble, and so you got to be careful buying real estate right now. That's my opinion, and I've had a few arguments with other people who are in the real estate space about that. All right, let me get this pulled up. Come on.
I'll pull it up.
They came to me, but now I can't.
Yeah, Paul makes a great point. You guys can have a steal of a deal on Corey's Corvette. If we get a nice dip on Pulse, you go buy the dip and then send $2 billion to Corey.
$2 billion Pulse. I will sell the car.
Get it done.
I will sell the car. Come on. Open them up. Add photos to library. Maybe I got to add the photos to library first. Before they add your iCloud.
Here's the thing, like what type of move are you going to get in real estate over the next, because like you're saying, Corey, this is only a 12 to 24 month play, theoretically, for the next crypto bull run. And so like, what are you going to get in 12 to 24 months on your real estate? Apart from the depreciation, unless you really need the depreciation and you're going to get slaughtered in taxes, like what are you going to get? Are you going to get a 10%, bump? Are you're going to get a little bit of cash flow? But man, get so much more in crypto, and we're here for it. Look at that. Blow it up. Make it full screen. Let's see it.
So that's her. I love the car. This is the back of the car. I love my license plate, entrepreneur. And I mean, I bought this, brand new. I designed it. I created the colors. I waited about a year for its delivery, and I'll sell it for Pulse. Let me see. Let me bring up another one.
It's not a DeLorean, but it's not too shabby.
And there's the front. And most of you guys have seen these C8s. They're awesome cars. They're literally Lamborghinis, but at a discount. I mean, the Lamborghini will cost you $250,000 or more. You can buy these, now for about $90.
Yeah, where's the Tang Gang at? That's a great point, Crypto.
Oh, yeah, this is a Tang Gang car. That's true. And see, it's the Spider convertible. So you push the button and then the top goes back. Here's my interior. I love the interior. It looks like a creamsicle. So you got the orange and the black, and then the inside. Now, if I could go back in time and change the white, I would, because I realized after I took delivery of the car, I'm like, oh crap. If I ever stain this, it could be very either difficult to get the stain out or expensive. So far, I haven't stained it. I've been really careful with this white leather in the interior. And
does it have a finish on the white though that makes it pretty easy to clean off?
It does, but how long is that going to last for? Like,
sure.
I mean,
I was really surprised. So my first Tesla that I bought was a model. What was it? Oh, am I going to blank now? The smaller SUV. And I love the white interior. It's beautiful. But I had the same concerns as you, and I got 3 kids. It's hard to have nice things with kids.
I got 2 kids.
So when I was doing my research, though, I saw this video. There's this lady on YouTube pouring a bottle of red wine on the seats and then wiping it off, and it came off great. And so I was sold. The white seats in that one turned out good. They held up really well, even with
I'm
my
not
kids.
doing that test on my car.
Yeah. No, I'm not testing that on mine.
I'm not doing that test, man. I would like to sell the thing. And I mean, and if I don't sell it, I mean, of course, I mean, it's fine. I can just keep rocking it. But I mean, I would like to sell it and put it in Pulse, man, because I don't use it. Here's why. I'm in Puerto Rico for 6 months out of the year. I'm not going to take it to Puerto Rico. It's going to cost me 20 to 30 grand to put it on the island.
Just to import it. It's wild.
To put it on the island. And then driving it around there sucks balls. Like, you got potholes everywhere. I'd have to constantly be doing maintenance on the tires, the shocks, maybe even like the bumpers. It'd be ridiculous because the roads are horrendous in Puerto Rico. So like, I don't use it. And it's like, so to me, it's a depreciating asset and I don't use it. So like, what's the point? Like I get a depreciating asset if you're using it. For me, it's like, I'm not, so I'm here, I'm going to use it now while I'm here. But when I leave again, it's like, I'm going to have that feeling again. Like,
you should do, Corey. Yeah, I think you should post pictures of it on Twitter today. Tag all the Tang Gang guys in it and say, how bad do you guys really want to market Tang Gang? Here's your chance.
There's your chance. That's right. They could get the license plate Tang Gang.
Yeah, seriously. Be cool.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So Crypto 7 is here. This was an excellent clip from Crypto 7 Show. Shout out to Kaiza for putting this on Twitter. I wanted to play this. I thought this was
a lot of alpha on his show, bro. I've been watching his show a lot religiously. He's always got such great content, man. I mean,
agreed.
And he goes deep on stuff. And we appreciate what he brings to the community because he's got a pretty good following over there. So he's providing a lot of value.
I thought this was a really interesting take. So we'll watch this short clip and then you guys in the comments, I want your guys' take. If you agree with Crypto 7, what your thoughts are.
The only thing I'm confident is that in this cycle, Hex and Pulse Gene are not going to 30x. And this is a serious issue because...
Is audio all right? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yep, okay. You were good.
I'm hearing more and more Hexicans say they would be happy with a 30x. And there's 2 reasons for that. And mainly the one is that it's clever guys like Corey Geary. Link to his channel in, by the way. I really like his channel. But Corey Geary say, look, I'd be happy with a 30x in Hex now. And I was watching and I said, mate, when you get to 30x, you'll want more, you know. The reason he's happy with a 30x is because he's been doing what we've been saying on this channel, which is reduce your cost basis. Just as it goes lower, keep buying. And because he's been doing that and because he's wealthy from real estate and things. His comment that he'd be happy with a 30x in hex is a reflection of the fact he's now got so much hex that would be enough. He did make clear he wasn't going to be selling all his bags, but he did say he'd be starting to take profit at 30x. We're now in a position where there's a lot of hexagons and pulsicons that would be happy with a 30x in PLSX. They would be happy with a 30x in PLS. And I've got really bad news for those people, because the only thing I'm confident is that what you would be happy with, you will not achieve. And the reason that we will not get a 30x in hex and pulse chain is because a 30x is what I'm expecting in any semi-good, middle-of-the-road cryptos in the top 50,
I agree with
other
that.
than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So these boring but good cryptos will achieve a 30x. So for me, hex and pulse chain are much more likely to do a 300x than a 30x, and much more likely to go to zero than a 30x as well. For me, if you were going to describe cryptos like cars, then hex is your Formula One car. That if you wanted a 30x, you should have been better off using a station wagon, I think the Americans call it, a 4x4 as we call it in the UK.
My
Using some
Mazda.
safe, comfortable car. Hex and pulse chain, they're the Formula One car. They're the car that costs you a lot of money, that you have to wait in the garage for ages. You've got your crash helmet on, but you've no idea when these tires are going to get up to temperature, when the mechanics have finished with the data stuff on the engine and they've finished refueling and things. So you spend a lot of time in the garage with an F1 car sitting around, and a little bit of time getting some insane price action. And that's hex and pulse chain.
I like it.
I like my Mazda, man. I do like it. Like it gets me around. It's reliable. It gets the family to the grocery store and back. It's got great utility.
Yeah, great utility. This is a great take, by Vanilla the Hexagon. Agree with 7, though. He's not wrong. We can't go from a 10,000x first cycle to a 30x a second.
Well,
it's an interesting thought. Like, think about, let's think about it from Richard's perspective. If you're Richard and you built this thing, we all saw the rah 10,000x. You're able to get it there, and pump the living, bejeebus out of it. You're able to get it there. It falls 99%, and then it only does a 30x from the bottom. What will people say about Richard? Well, it won't be positive.
It won't. I mean, I'll be hoorah. I'll be
fine with it, right?
I'll be ready to high five the guy. I mean, I don't mind at all. I told Crypto 7 because I was watching that show. I was like, bro, if we get a 300x, I am freaking flying out to Europe and we're hanging out. Like, we're gonna go out and I am flying out there and we're gonna hang. Because a 300x would be freaking phenomenal. And he does make a good point. Is that, RH assets are not your Manila middle of the road type cryptocurrencies. Like, the community's freaking the most massive and cultish, or whatever you want to call it. Like, we are an amazing community. It's why I'm here. It's because of the community. You guys are the reason why I love this asset class. And RH. I love RH too. I do. I love his entrepreneurial mindset. I like the way he thinks about things. I like his arrogance, and a lot of you guys don't like it. I like his, I'm a badass and I know what I'm doing. I enjoy that. That instills confidence in me. He makes some points. One issue that I see is, that I think about are these hexagons, and pulsicons that have just tremendous weight, and I guess every ecosystem has this, where like they could sell, 20 billion, 30 billion pulse. We saw the one guy that he sold 9 billion pulse in one candle wick. I think it was in two transactions, and he didn't wreck the price, but he did like a 10 or 20% move. He lost 10% against himself. Right. I mean, and he's got another
for 500K in DAI, right?
Yeah, and he's got another 50 billion in pulse. How many of these guys do we got, right? And that's what I think about. Like, we have to eat up a lot of these guys. I feel like, because imagine that guy at a 300x, right? Like, that's a lot of money. That is. I don't have bags like he does. I'm working on it. Like, I'm trying to get there. If we stay down in these depressed ranges, maybe we can get close, but I'm not even close to that yet. I need to sell like 10 more Corvettes. I need to
Right.
get to, like that guy's range. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point. I know every ecosystem has these whales because you go to Solana, for example, and in Solana, you have the VCs. The VCs are the whales who can dump on you, you know, while like Rand and Mars shilling the bags and pumping the price. They're going to be dumping, you know, or doing OTC deals, but they'll be dumping Solana. And so I guess every ecosystem has them. I just don't know what, you know, us versus others, if the dynamics can really, you know, keep us depressed, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just, you know, and, you know, I watch a lot of Sami's content. I really respect Sami. I feel like he has nailed some amazing calls this cycle already. So I respect the guy and what he says. And, you know, he talks about how, you know, because of our market cap and because of like how much money's in the system, that a 30x is a very reasonable target. You know, we could do 100x, you know, it's possible. But a 300x, man, that's pretty incredible. I don't know, man. What is a 300x from our all-time low in Pulse? What does that put in price? Our all-time low is what, guys? You could comment in the chat if you know. Was it 4032, or did we hit a wick lower than that?
Let's find it.
Yeah, I will, because I want to do the math now on where it puts us. What the all-time low, I know it was a low threes, but I'm not sure if we wicked under 3. We might have wicked under 3 for a hot second, right? I'm not sure if we did or not. I didn't catch that. I was able to buy a little bit down there in the low threes, but I didn't catch anything under 3. I know that. It'd have been nice.
Like the lowest wick that I'm seeing here is right at about 4033.
That's what I thought. But I saw Money Game Crypto, and I respect Money Game Crypto. I saw him saying that we had 4025. I just don't know if that was like will take us to 0.009. Very interesting, Kaisa. Very interesting, because I feel like that is very in the realms of the possibilities where people would be wanting to go at it. You know, people would want an exact penny to, like, you know, accomplish whatever goal they have in the market, and it would fake them out right before it hits a penny, and then, you know, start correcting down. That's interesting. 2 zeros and a 9. Huh.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I mean, I'm willing to change my mindset in some of this stuff. You know, interesting. 2 zeros and a 9.
Yeah.
I don't see that like too far. What would that make the market cap? What's the market cap of Pulse right now? Is it like 900 million or 800 million?
Something like that.
850. We'll just say it's 850 million is the market cap. I'm talking non-OA, of course, guys. I would never include the OA on that. So market cap. Well, so I got to figure. Yeah, I know how to do it. Because from here,
the supply times the price, right?
Yeah, but I can't times it by today's price. I have to times it by the absolute bottom, right? And then that market cap of 850 million was not the bottom. That's today's price.
Sure.
That's of today. So what is that? So what I got to do is figure out what that 0.009 is. 140. Thank you, Kaiser. You're the best, bro. Like, thank you so much, man. I'm a peanut brain like Sami, and I can't figure these things out on the fly. So I got to rely on you guys who are smarter than me. Bro, like 140 billion is not like out of the question. I mean, XRP hit over 100 billion with the SEC news target on its back. You know, last market cycle. Damn, bro. I don't know, man. Maybe 7, and maybe these guys are onto something. I don't know. 140 billion is the market cap if we hit 0.009.
Hard to do math on stream.
But I can't do math off stream either. I'll be first to admit it. Did you guys see my shirt today?
Show them the cup too.
I'm sporting all the dead cryptos today. All the dead cryptos. I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but I got all the dead cryptos on the show. Actually, this was a gift. I love this shirt because it was given to me obviously around Christmas, and I made money on Luna. I actually made about $30,000. I sold Luna a month before the crash. And so, like, I'll sport the shirt because I walked out a winner on that shit.
That's great.
I did not walk out a winner on this shit.
No.
I walked out on a big L on that one, but you know, it is what it is. Hex hit a 50 billion at its all-time high. Yeah, and that's not a layer one, man. I give layer one, like people say, oh, Hex can do better than Pulse. I disagree with that 100%. I think Pulse can freaking rip faces because of the retail, and they understand the layer one narratives a lot more than even a store of value narrative or the DeFi narrative of, like, you know, pay your future self and stake and do these T shares. Like, I love that. I get it. I love Hex. I have a lot of Hex. I do. But I love Pulse more. And so interesting.
Yeah. And I think so Gary comments, oh wait. He says it's not up to RH, it's up to the market to decide. I mean, here's the thing. I think there's only 5 cryptocurrencies that have ever done a 10,000x or more. Hex is one of them. And do you think that it was normal market conditions and it was just the market that got Hex to a 10,000x when Richard was the one that said it was designed to do that and do it in a short period of time?
And then
you didn't think you finessed it there?
It was exact. Right?
Yeah.
It was exactly a 10,000x, and it was in the 2-year. I think he said it was designed to do it in 2 years or less, or maybe it was 3 years or less. I can't remember exactly.
I swear it was 3, but maybe
it was 3.
2, yeah.
Still, like, okay, I mean, there was some.
Richard's the largest DAI holder in all of cryptocurrency. There's 600 million DAI hanging out in the sacrifice address. It is absolutely up to Richard. If he wants these things to do insane numbers, he's got the funds to do it. The question is, will he? I think if you leave it up to normal market conditions, you know, you don't get some of these just stupid numbers, in my opinion. Could be wrong. You need some finesse from a founder that knows what they're doing to really get some of these stupid. I mean, that's why something like Matic, something like Solana last cycle, Sam Bankman-Fried was in there. They were freaking buying all that crap up with their customers' Bitcoin that they were selling off and buying assets that they wanted. Like, you don't get those types of numbers from the market just like doing what the market's going to do. You get it from some finesse in some way, shape, or form. And Richard has the ability to do that.
Richard's friend
chooses.
Could be a Richard's friends, an AKA Godwell or something.
Yep.
Like, I mean, there's no proof they're friends, but we can only speculate. But a Godwell could come back in here and start doing whatever he wants, and that would really do the same effect. I mean, it doesn't have to be the OA sacrifice, address. I don't think those funds would start moving. At least I don't think they would start sloshing around until after the SEC stuff is resolved. And that's probably the smart play. And I'm sure the attorneys are advising him in the background. Hey, don't move that money around right now. Everyone's got their eyes on it. But there's other monies and there's other wallets. Like, Richard's not an idiot.
No, Richard's very smart. Yeah. This is a great take. Average, I'm with you on this one, Crypto 7. Average seems the only impossibility for Hex. Could be really good or really bad. Yeah, I think that's a good take.
I mean, and I'm in the camp of it's going to be really good. I really do. I feel that down to my being. Like, it's going to be an absolutely explosive ecosystem, and I'm here for it. I really do think that it's, yeah.
Archie says we need a successful layer 1 first, and then and Pulse will lead.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That's a good take.
Yeah. I always tell people Pulse Chain is the Trojan horse for Hex. Where, like, Hex was always being gate capped No one liked it, blah, 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 because it was created by Richard. It was his, like, Pulse Chain's now that layer one narrative, first cycle, like it's a EVM. Like, people understand that. And then if people are going to get involved because of that narrative, and now they're going to be like, oh, well, Hex was also created by Richard. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should buy that, or maybe I should list that. Or I always said Pulse is the Trojan horse for Hex, and I believe that. I think Hex will do well because of Pulse. And I know we got some friends that say the opposite, actually, to what I'm saying. And we've had a few arguments about it. Not arguments, like, gentlemen disagreements. We don't ever really argue. And I got bags of Hex just in case I'm wrong. Like, I placed my positions accordingly because I know I don't know. That's the thing. I don't ever know. And like, I just think what I think. And then I'm like, well, he could be right too. So let me go ahead and load up my bags. In fact, my DCA 2 days ago, part of my DCA was into PHEX. Like, I bought PHEX and then I bought Pulse. And so, like, I'm making sure I'm hedging that back. I even have a bag of Pulse X just in case the dark horse now of the community. It's like the dark horse. If it wants to do, whatever, some of these guys think it can do, I'm gonna be there for it, even though I don't feel like it's worth the valuation it is. But it's not up to me. I am not the market, and the market is unreasonable. The market doesn't need a reason to do anything. It just does stuff for no reason. Like, it surprises me all the time. And so, like, I'm just gonna make sure I'm along for the ride, no matter what. Like, my biases and what I think doesn't mean nothing.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Vanilla the Hex can ask a great question. So, you guys, if you're not aware, we're going to be rebranding to our DeFi Crypto Alliance show. So make sure I'm going to post it in the comments. This is the link to Corey's. There's a handful of you watching on my channel.
Oh, good idea.
We're gonna move everything over to Corey's and rebrand that as the DeFi Crypto Alliance show. So if you're watching on mine, you're watching elsewhere, make sure that you come and subscribe to Corey's channel so you don't miss out on that, and you can get all the best stuff there.
Absolutely. And if you guys are watching on socials, come over and subscribe too. I see some of you guys are watching on Twitter. There's a couple of you guys on Facebook. Come over to the YouTube, hit the bell notification, hit the likes, help pump us, pump our algorithm up so we can pump your bags going into this bull market.
Yep, absolutely. Cool, guys. This has been great. Lots of good commentary here. So shout out to Crypto7. Go check out his stuff. Kaiza comes with all the best clips. If you're not following both of those, you're missing out. Go check out all that stuff. Red Squirrel says people still use Facebook.
I use Facebook for like my Facebook is for like everything I want to know that's going on in real estate. Like, I go on Facebook, all my real estate friends are there. Like, I'm seeing all the gurus, and that's my real estate space. I don't have like hardly any crypto. Like, I don't even follow, like, I'll get things like people will like reach out to me and recommend me groups or whatever, like a Pulse Chain group. Like, I'll even subscribe to those. I don't want that feed doing anything crypto related. So that way, if I only want to look at real estate stuff, that's where Facebook is for me, is all my real estate stuff. And of course, Twitter, I open that up and it's all crypto. Like, there's no real estate, zero real estate that I'm going to see in my Twitter feed. So I like keeping that. So like, if I want to get my fill, I know where to go to get my fill. And Instagram is heavily real estate, but I do have crypto stuff in there too. It's like a mix. My IG is a mix. So yeah, I mean, they're still being used. If you guys want to go on there and market and scream to the world, there's strong communities outside of the crypto space that are on Facebook and on Instagram, like the real estate space. So you can go on there and you can onboard and do whatever through there. So yeah. And also, guys, I was asked by Matty Allen, and I'm working on this. This is a small announcement. I'm hoping I can make it come to fruition. Is that Robert Allen, which you guys know or may not know, he's a billionaire from real estate, and he's we've been teaching him crypto. Like, we've been teaching him. He's a Pulsican, Hexacan, and we posted a picture of him on Twitter, And then Matty Allen reached out to me. He wanted me to come on to the Hex conference, and I agreed to that. I love going on there. I went on to I think it was the last one was 2 times ago. And then he reached out just yesterday. He's like, hey, you think there's any chance you can come on and interview Robert Allen on the Hex conference? And I was like, it's a great idea. So I'm going to reach out to Bob today. He's usually down for stuff like that. So I wouldn't see why he'd say no unless he's not available during those days. And even if he's not available, what I'll do is I'll have him come on our show. So if we can't get him on Matty Allen's Hex conference, we'll have Bob come on our show. And so it'd be fun to talk to him and just like hear about his accolades. I mean, he surpasses me and Dane 100 times over on the stuff he's done in his life with real estate and business acumen. You know, it's just the guy's amazing. And so it'll be good to talk to him about, you know, some of his horror stories that he's gone through in life, some of his wins, and why he's involved in crypto and what he sees in the space that he finds interesting. You know, he doesn't need to make a lot in more money. He's at the end of his years, and he's more into it because there's a curiosity there that he's scratching an itch of. It's not really so much on the money side. So it'll be fun to kind of, you know, peel the onion back a little bit and talk to him and see where that lies and why he's doing that. Because if people like Robert Allen are coming into the space who don't really need to make a lot more money, it's not what their end goal is. Why are they coming in? It's, you know, because crypto is solving a problem for humanity beyond money. It really is. It's going to change the world. I believe that down to my bones. I believe that when my daughter's my age, I mean, I'm 44. When my daughter, she's 2. Like when she's 44, there's gonna be no such thing as the dollar, like the fiat Ponzi money that we all carry around in our wallet. That's gonna be gone. You know, everything will be digital, and people are seeing that, including Robert Allen. He sees the wave and the movement, and so he's teaching his kids about crypto. In fact, when me and Dane do our one-on-ones with Robert Allen, he always has his son there to learn the stuff that we're teaching. And so it'll be good to peel that back a little bit with Bob on either Matty Allen's show, and like I said, if we can't get him on the show, then we'll have him on our show, and so that way we can really dive into this. It'll be a good time. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely. In other news, this would be in fact, this is probably a good place to wrap things up. So if you're probably not aware of this because this is a subset of crypto outside of what we typically engage with. This is a cryptocurrency platform called Debtbox, which I got into a few years ago. I made so much money from it.
I was like, you were printing money, bro. Like,
I was printing money.
You were. I couldn't believe how much you were making. That was retarded.
It was stupid. And I was taking profits like crazy. I crushed it on this one. But this bodes well for our stuff in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. And that's why I wanted to bring it up here, where essentially the SEC has come against the Debtbox guys and made all the false claims like they have with Richard and some of that stuff. And it was really interesting to see what happened. So essentially the SEC alleged that these guys had a Ponzi scheme where they were stealing money and they were routing it to the United Arab Emirates and doing these different things, and they were fleeing the United States. And from what I could tell, once again, no financial advice, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. That being said, I've gone to lunch with the devs. Their headquarters are 20 minutes from my house. I mean, like we've met a bunch, and essentially they are attaching real world assets to crypto, and you can mine those real world assets, if you will. And they were able to go to the judge. The judge froze their bank accounts because of some of the claims that the SEC made. And they were able to turn around and say, no, like we actually have the assets that we say that we have. We actually have the funds that we say that we have. Things are working the way that we claim them to. And everything here is good. In fact, everything was good before the SEC got involved. And so the judge turned around and kind of smacked the SEC. It was really cool. So the judge turned around. Let's see. The response of the judge and the possibility of sanctions. The United States District Judge Robert Shelby reprimanded the lawyers for the SEC for allegedly utilizing false and misleading arguments in order to persuade the court to freeze the assets of DebtBox. He issued a warning that the lawyers for the SEC would be subject to penalties for their behavior, which he said had resulted in irreparable damage to DebtBox and destroyed the credibility of the legal process. In the realm of civil law, sanctions often take the form of monetary penalties. It has been handed to the SEC by Judge Shelby, and they have 2 weeks to reply to his findings. So time and time again, we're seeing the freaking SEC lose. We're seeing the judges freaking tired of their antics, their bad book of business, acting in bad faith. And all this is really positive for crypto. So I'm excited to see things get underway for Richard in his case. Like to see, that stuff move along. I think there's enough. Well, I'm not Richard's attorneys, nor am I Richard, but there's enough like case law where we're seeing things being really positive for cryptocurrencies in general when it comes to the legal system. And we're here for it. I want to see things get moving on Richard's case.
Absolutely, man. They just keep taking L after L after L. Like when it comes time for Richard to stand in front of them, it's going to be so much easier to present his case I personally think it's going to either get dismissed or it's just going to be, I don't know, it's not going to bode well. I really, for the SEC, that's what I personally think. I really do believe that. And can you imagine the upside? This is where it gives me goosebumps. And this is where maybe this is where Crypto 7's probably right, or maybe even beyond Crypto 7's.
Smash Crypto 7's.
It might smash Crypto 7's expectations if like the SEC case is dismissed. I mean, gosh, there's so much big money just waiting on the sidelines because they're scared of this situation. And yeah, it would be incredible. And I'm just so happy I was able to pack my bags down here in the depression. And like, if the big money came back in, they're going to be my exit liquidity. Oh, man.
Well, imagine, I mean, like, that's the most bullish scenario, right? Like, Richard's case gets dismissed. If you're Big Daddy Richard, you're sitting on 600 million DAI. Well, what might you do for marketing purposes, since green candles are the best marketing? What might you do if that were to occur? If case is dismissed and there's huge green candles out of the gate, well, that's when the market starts stepping in. That's when there's more news articles. That's when people want to talk about it. That's when things could really get started. And potentially we see that next year.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I saw some of the comments. I want to give a big shout out to B Roots the other day for going on Crypto Man Ran, the Crypto Banter show. And he talked about Pulse Chain and obviously Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear has been freaking ripping, which is good. It's good for us in our ecosystem. And you guys know that we're all about the utility, the builders, the meme coin guys. We want all of it. I want everyone over here. I just want, we need Pulse to grow as an ecosystem, and we need the meme coin communities over here too. And so shout out to B Roots. If you're watching this, bro, or if you're hearing about this later, I also shot him a DM. I think that was absolutely awesome what he did on the show. And whether you like him or not, I know there's a lot of mixed sentiment about him in the community. But him going on the show and talking about, he mentioned Pulse Chain like, I mean, it must have been like 4 or 5 times about how it's the layer one that no one's talking about right now, where all the big money's going to move later on. Like it was really cool. And then he went into Teddy Bear, obviously. And then he also talked about a couple other meme coins that are not on Pulse Chain. But man, he really pushed the narrative of Pulse and Teddy Bear. And so shout out to him. I love anytime I see anyone doing some kind of marketing efforts to get the word out, whether it's them, paying to be on, like the Mario Spaces. I saw the Go Pulse guys, or I think it's the Go Pulse guys, where they're paying for some news articles and some like a Forbes and stuff like that going around. And so like, this is what we need. We need to continue this in the community, continuing the onboarding, the YouTubers like Crypto 7 and Access Alive. I see in the chat, all these guys, we need you guys. We give you much love. You guys are the ones out here making the ecosystem grow. And it's been just absolute blessing to be in this journey with you guys.
Yep, absolutely. We appreciate you. Some of you, we need you to be brave and come on our Open Mic Friday show. Excellent commentary in here. We need some of you guys to come and join us. We'd love to chat with you live on that show. So make sure you tune in Friday. If you're not aware, we do an open mic show where anybody can come in. We'll chat about whatever you want. That's a ton of fun. We really appreciate you guys coming into there. And then we'll be here tomorrow just for a regular show.
Absolutely. That's all.
Yep. Cool, guys. Have a great day.
Peace.